thanks for everybody that has been subscribing to me. Now, I started the channel not, a while ago, never really did anything to it, and, I started picking it up last year, and it has, dramatically been getting better and better and better, and the more views, and, my tips on the Myvic swap is actually a pretty hot thing, So, I'm going to be making a part 2 of that. I'm actually going to be breaking down the pieces and just going over picture by picture for that. I think that would be better for you guys, and kind of explaining everything and where to get the information. I didn't really put it out, and a lot of people have been asking me, so I'll go over the Blackheart motor guide that I started with, and I kind of evolved from there as I learned. Now, it is a process. So today, I haven't been behind a camera, and I've been kind of just working. Right now, my GoPro is dead, so that's why I'm really using my Nikon. So I've had a little update for you guys. So I got the bushings in for the subframe, the rear subframe. I got that painted. The diff subframes are really pain in the butt. As you know, I had to mess it up a little bit. My press, I actually got a press to do the subframe bushings, but the diff bushings were a different story. As the tight squeeze, you can't really get in there with a press, so I kind of messed those up. I got the Boston Hatcher, Boston Performance, dual front diff mounts, and I will have to be welding that tab on as well as repainting a little bit. I actually got the aluminum for the adapter plate, and we'll go over that, and that's today's video. We're going to be rough cutting the adapter plate more or less. I got the actual bolts for it. As you've seen on my Instagram, they are a 90-degree, perfect to fit into the 5-speed manual for the swap. And they sit flat. So I got the drill bit also for that. I got a drill. And I got my T-case. Now, with the T-case, with the transfer case, I went with an Evo 6, 4, 5, or 6 transfer case because of the way the drive snout to the rear is. It's placed for going under a subframe and not through, or it's, it's lower so that it will clear a lot better the front GT subframe. So I won't have to cut as much away. I won't have to modify it as much. Actually bought one off of eBay, which was the only one I could find. I was asking around. Nobody had one. It's funny how that happens. And I bought it, waited, and it was wrong. I don't really know where it's from. It has a different input shaft for the output shaft of the Evo 8 transmission. Now, some people were like, well, that's because it's a 4, 5, or 6 T-case going on to an Evo 8. Well, that's not true, because 1 through 9 or more or less, almost all Evo, transmissions are the same. The output shaft is the same. Now, the only thing I could find was maybe, just maybe, it is a 6.5 TME edition, and I still have not figured out if that is 100% correct, because I cannot find any difference as, the transfer case. So if you guys do know of any transfer cases that bolt up to the Evo transmission, but the input is a little bit smaller and the diff housing and the diff is smaller, please let me know, because I'm trying to figure out where this is. I have a dispute on eBay to try to get my money back because it cost me a lot, and I don't like doing business like that. But I think, if I ask for a 4, 5, or 6, and it is listed as a 4, 5, or 6, then, I would get a 4, 5, or 6. Now, in the meantime, while I was posting all this, people had it, and I actually bought the right one, and I'll show you. So, this is the correct one. Notice the very large input shaft of it. It's very heavy. I think it actually weighs more than that one. But you notice where the drive snout is, as where the drive snout is compared to an Evo 8, which was on top. So that's why I went with that, and I got the wrong one. You know, so I'm really hoping I could get a little bit of money back from that. As far as the adapter plate piece of aluminum that I bought 2 of them when I did. So pretty much, if you notice this square, as far as the adapter plate, I'm using a 6061 aluminum. That is 3/8 inch thick. Why 3/8? Why aluminum? I was gonna go with a steel, but I was looking around, and a lot of manufacturers of the adapter plates, not ours specifically, but other companies, they all use a 3/8 inch 6061 aluminum. So pretty sure it's going to be strong enough. So I have a lot of questions about that, but Adam has been using a little bit thinner, I believe. I think his is 1/4, and his has been fine. Justin, I'm sure, is using aluminum and whatnot too. So we will see how that works. As much power as I can put down, it should be good. Now I'm pretty sure all the bolts that are going to be there, all the dowel pins that I have, it's not really going to move, hopefully, if I do everything correct. So as you can see here is the adapter plate that I'm actually making. These are just bolts that are going to be staying in. I actually have the right bolts, and I had to cut it out because the dowel pin that's for the T case is right there. But the lines are a little not correct. I'm actually about to fix those, but I'm going to be cutting this out, and you can see where I have it labeled, and I'm going to be cutting it out and kind of just shrinking the big old aluminum that I have. So yes, so let's get to that. So I will be cutting the rough cuts. Like I said, biggest thing is having the right equipment and the right PPE. So I'm wearing gloves, and I'm going to have my face shield. So follow. Okay, so it kept moving on me, so I'm gonna put it in the vise and hold it down. So. Okay, so here it is. It's cut out basically all of it. I kind of scribed the shape that I want. Definitely the inside diameter of the circle, and then like I said, these are going to be countersinks. So I countersunk just one of them right now. I ordered the wrong thread bolts for the bottom here. The top really don't matter as much because they're going to be bolted on the other side. They're not thread through. So I ordered the wrong bolts for that. So I have to definitely order those. Like I said, it's coming along nicely. It's getting smaller. Still got to trim it up some and definitely sand it down a lot. But it's definitely coming along. So yeah.